The Denver metro area has seen double-digit increases in rent. It's pushing a lot of people out of their homes.
It's also leading to calls for rent control measures across our state. But would that deliver relief to renters or make our affordable housing crisis even worse? Denver 7's Rob Harris is going 360.
I didn't sleep for a week.
We first met Sarah Gardenier at the end of May. Her lease was coming to an end, and she'd just gotten the news. Her apartment complex in Arvada was demanding an increase in rent of more than 30% if she wanted to stay.
I was feeling like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay this? And I felt very helpless.
To be sure, Gardenier's increase was a particularly high example, but her story is one of countless across the Denver metro area as rents have skyrocketed. Average rents up 12.6% year over year. It's up 5.3% just between the first and second quarters of this year alone.
It just constantly feels like I'm being pushed down and can't really get ahead to make a life for myself.
There's been a growing call for rent control in communities across Colorado, which would cap the amounts landlords can raise rents each year. A law passed by the state legislature back in 1981 currently bans it at the local level, but there's growing pressure to revisit the law and repeal it. So we're going 360. We're hearing from a current renter in the metro, a representative from the Colorado Apartment Association, a journalist from ProPublica reporting on rent prices, and a city council rep trying to tackle the issue.
One of the reasons why I'm in politics is because I don't think that's the way it should be.
Obi Azadi serves in the Westminster City Council, and from day one on the job, housing has been front and center in his mind. Very early in life, he learned personally how painful housing pressures can be.
Many times we didn't know if we had a roof over our heads, right? That insecurity, it's traumatic.
And that's why he's been outspoken for his support for rent control. Local governments like the Westminster City Council can't currently institute rent control, but he's working with the city attorney to see what they can do. And he's calling on the state legislature to overturn the rent control ban.
I would love to see limiting the number of times a landlord can raise rent, limiting the amount they can raise rent, setting a cap based on income.
The argument against rent control measures is that fundamentally we have a short supply of apartments and places to rent. And if you take away incentives for builders to come in and build new housing projects, that the problem will be exacerbated over time. What would your response to that argument be?
Our residents are hurting now. So if this has negative impacts on long-term housing costs, then we can deal with that when we get there. But the first thing we need to do is deal with the immediate need, and that is they need some relief.
We don't have enough units, which is causing the prices to be bid up. We need more units to meet demand in Colorado.
Drew Hamrick is one of the people raising the red flag against rent control. He's the senior vice president of the Colorado Apartment Association, and he says rent control measures could make our problems even worse.
Rent control has tragically failed anywhere it's been tried. It has the unintended consequences of curbing development of new units.
So what can we do then? You know, if the answer long-term you're saying is more housing, but that is several years away, you know, I'm hearing from people right now who are looking at up to 30% or more increases in their rent over a year. They're having to move because they can't afford it. What can we do now to make sure people aren't being priced out of the place they need to work?
The things that can be done to jumpstart housing is to increase development. So you do that with things like tax breaks for affordable housing development. Of course, for people in need, assistance with rental payments is always an effective standard. Cutting property taxes for new developments is a huge issue. Sales taxes as well. Anything that puts more housing units of any type on the market will help to bring down the cost of housing for everyone.
The Denver Metro certainly has low rental vacancy rates, 4.76%, according to the DU Daniels College of Business. But what if there's a 21st century source whispering in the ears of property managers, telling them to raise rents higher, even if it means more empty units?
I've heard from lots of renters who talk about vacancies in their building and that they don't understand why prices aren't dropping.
Heather Vogel is a reporter for ProPublica. She recently published an extensive report revealing how one company, RealPage, has developed an algorithm now used by property managers across the country, including in Denver.
What it does is that it sucks in what is sometimes private information from nearby competitors and factors that into the suggestion that it is making for the rent price, not just the advertised rents that you're going to see on apartments.com, but what they have actually set their rent as. RealPage itself tells that companies that use it that it will boost their revenue by 3 to 7%. And so we know that they have been saying that they are able to raise the rent to help these landlords make more money.
The allegation here is that this essentially amounts to price fixing through a computer screen, and the company is now facing a lawsuit accusing just that. RealPage says it strongly denies the allegations in the lawsuit and will vigorously defend itself in court.
The big concern here is that this software is affecting competition in these rent markets. And these are places where, tenants really depend on there being competition between landlords to help keep those prices in check.
As our property managers, landlords, and political leaders debate, renters are facing tough choices.
She's very food motivated.
We followed up with Sarah Gardenier
Up.
5 months after we first spoke to her.
We basically had to scramble to find a new home to live in very quickly.
She and her partner decided to move rather than pay an extra $500 per month. They're now in a duplex down the road from their former apartment.
There's certainly trade-offs, but for us, it was worth it.
But not without a lot of stress along the way.
It's really overwhelming. It's really frustrating. It makes you feel really helpless, especially when you're trying to figure out how to pay for all the other increasing costs in your daily life, like food and gas. If there's anything that can be done to alleviate those sorts of feelings, I'm definitely for them.
For Denver 7, I'm Rob Harris.